Hey everyone, Dan here. We are just a few minutes before close on Friday, March 26th. If you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. And also, if the audio is a little bit challenging, I apologize. I'm moving and still getting set up, and so there's a lot of empty space, so there might be a lot of echo. And it'll get sorted out in the coming days, but thanks for bearing with me in the meantime. Okay, so a few of the stocks that we were looking to sort of take dip positions on in the previous week, and wanted to just sort of check in on them and see where we're at. So SOS was previously in this channel and then fell out of it on the 22nd. That was maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, so that was Monday. It fell out of the channel, and so that sort of caused us to lose our biggest price predictor, which is the top and the bottom of the channel. But what essentially ended up playing out, which I had warned at that time, was this gap was ripe to be filled if it was going to push down. So you can see it more than filled the gap here, and now potentially has the opportunity to come back up. So if SOS proves to be a frequent gap filler, which some stocks are, some stocks aren't, I would look for this gap, and I would look for this gap in the coming days. And we've seen it fill the gaps as recently as just this week. It was filling gaps. So I would say that there's a strong possibility that SOS is setting itself up to be like a reliable gap filler. And so keep an eye on this like 635 section, and then this in between up to about 661, 662. So we might get a good push up there so that it fills that gap, and then we're going to have to see what it does, around 665. Does it continue to push through that and turn it to support, or does it bounce off that pretty hard and come back down? And we'll continue to look for where gaps might be developing for SOS to take advantage of them. All right, A1 is popping its head out of this downward channel at the moment. And this is on the 1 hour chart, by the way. So it's been establishing well along the price targets that we've identified in the past. It actually got itself down. If you remember way back when, I think maybe around this area, I had said my super most ideal dip buy zone is in this green box. And then it continued to push up, and I was kind of saying, oh man, that might have been a really big pipe dream, but it played out this week. It got down into that dip buy zone. So this sort of is a good sort of boost for those who identify something and are confident in their analysis, and then are patient enough to let it play out. So good good charting there, I suppose. But where this downtrend and uptrend intersected, so now we're left with this sort of big potential run room that I'm hoping A1 can take advantage of, because I still have my position, as you can imagine, since it also got into my dip buy zone. And so what I'd be looking for is for it to really start to fill out this empty space here between its current downtrend that it's hopefully about to break and hold, and its previous uptrend. So what we'll be looking for is for it to establish along all of these price targets in the coming days, and then then it'll start to develop its own new channel. And we'll see if that's sort of running in parallel to this old channel, or if it's even a bit steeper as it really starts to sort of run through all of the price activity that it got beaten down in the past few days through. All right, NNDM was in this downtrend and has popped itself out, though it's having a hard time holding it. I mean, NNDM has been having a hard time holding much of anything for quite some time. So this is still a tough one. I still contend that this 1249 price target, which is way up here now, is the most important price for this stock. If it can reach to 1249, establish support there, I think that's when it has a real opportunity to run itself back up to 15 and then push itself toward 18 and 20. But until then, it's just sort of bobbing and weaving down around these sort of like pitiful little price zones. So not to rile anyone up, but that's sort of what I'm thinking about NNDM. It's having a hard time showing any real sticky price strength, and that's what I'm going to need to see before I consider getting back in. And Virgin Galactic, Space, this was my dip buy here, which at the moment looks like an error, but I still have a lot of confidence in Space. It hasn't fled too far from this bottom price target of like 1247. So being that it keeps coming back to it, what I'm going to look for it to do is establish off of that and build a higher lows trend line moving up. And if it can do that, then I'll feel good about it. My cut loss will come into play, and obviously I'll keep you all updated about this, but my cut loss will come into play if it sort of tries to push off that and then comes back down to it, and maybe dips below and then comes back to it, tries to push again and then comes back down to it. If it does that a couple of more times, I'm probably going to say, the momentum is just not there right now to be tying up the capital. The capital will be better used in a stock that's showing more price strength at the moment, and then you can come back and look at Space in the foreseeable future. All right, well, that'll do it for this video. I hope you all had a great week, and please feel free to leave comments below. I look at the comments over the weekend, and I'll respond then. And in any case, I will see you all in the next video.